The Super NES was a beast of a console. With over 49.10 million units sold in its lifetime, it's no wonder that its second coming had many fans clamoring to get one, only to sadly find their pre-orders cancelled, or sold out entirely. Enter the Super NES Classic, Nintendo's micro-sized SNES that boasts 20 games, plus the never-before-released Star Fox 2. So what is it that's got everybody so intrigued? Well, the answer to that is what's in this box. The miniature package contains the following. The micro console, when shown side by side with the original SNES, is actually quite tiny. Next up is the micro USB cable, which is used to power the device. An HDMI cable comes conveniently packaged as well. The best part, it not only has one, but it has two controllers for you and a friend. And let's not forget the retro fold-out poster. With a simple lift and pull, the front panel comes off to reveal two Wii accessory ports. You'll notice it looks just like the one on the golden Wiimote. This is where the controllers go. Now you may be wondering, why should I get this little one instead of pulling out my old Super Nintendo? It comes with some modern day conveniences. Check it out. For starters, convenience. Having a nice small package with 21 iconic games out of the box is definitely a win. Especially considering that purchasing some of the packed-in games in their original cartridge form sell for over $150 to begin with. Some of the gems inside are Final Fantasy VI, or rather Final Fantasy III if you follow the awful USA numbering system, Secret of Mana, Zelda: A Link to the Past, Castlevania IV, the original Star Fox, and my personal favorite, Earthbound, which, as we just saw, sells for a ridiculous amount. While the lineup is solid, I found myself wishing that it included titles like ActRaiser, and for some reason Street Fighter 2 isn't Super Street Fighter 2, so there's no Fei Long here. Oh, and of course, who can forget Chrono Trigger? It's actually a shame that Chrono Trigger isn't even included. Don't feel bad, because this can be easily remedied by a simple Google search to help you add your most beloved games. One thing that it does over the original SNES is that it outputs video at a crispy 720p over HDMI without the need of a $300 FrameMeister and RGB SCART cables. Some may see 720p as a limit, but it was done for good reason, as a 1080p upscale would have resulted in slight pixel distortion, violating retro purists everywhere. The video output is handled in three modes: Default, Pixel Perfect, and Scanlines. Default mode handles things in a standard 4:3 image. Pixel Perfect mode shows things in the internal hardware intended state at an 8:7 aspect ratio, so you'll notice the image is more square. It's nice to see Nintendo being aware of their emulation fans, which is kind of what inspired this. Lastly, we have Scanlines. It's basically the same as default mode, but adds lines between each pixel row, making it look like your old CRT from when you were a child. Although I found it a bit unnecessary, and it actually makes things look pretty bad compared to the very sharp output that it does natively. So skip that. Next comes the SNES Classic Save State feature. Basically, it creates a 40-second snapshot of your gameplay, allowing you to continue from where you left off within that 40-second time frame, where you can rewind or fast forward anytime between then. This will come in handy for any deaths you don't want, or to repeat an area that you just keep getting stuck at. Now, all of this may sound wonderful, but there are a few minor gripes. So, one of the biggest complaints that I have is the extremely short distance between the controller and the console. This cable just isn't long enough. In fact, if I play with the console from here, I'm still in the middle of my living room, as you can see. The cable is only as long as my arms fully outstretched, which is going to be a problem in most modern living rooms. You can invest in some extension cables found online. My other complaint is that loading back into the main menu isn't accessible unless you get up and hit the reset button. While not a big deal, it becomes a bit annoying when trying to load a save state or use that nifty rewind feature a few times. One trick I did find, though, is that if you actually plug in your Wii Pro controller like I told you earlier, you can use the home button and it'll bring you back out into the main menu. minor gripes aside, this beautiful little package can make feeling like a kid again so simple and so sweet. All the while, bringing the modern day conveniences to the 90s experience. That's all we have. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check back weekly for more Gadgetree. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. We'll be back again next week. If you guys liked it, give that thumbs up, and if you loved it, don't forget to hit that subscribe. Have a good one. We'll see you again.